Hello, hello. Welcome back. I got my little trusty thingamabob here. I promise eventually I'm gonna get something nicer. The kids gotta help out daddy. Welcome back to Heartland Dental Center's streaming site. Or not live streaming, but streaming site here, or video site known as Bob's Your Dentist. And I'm Dr. Bobby B. Dr. Bobby back right here in Mississauga. Yes, this is now the mustacheless video channel. I had to take it out. It's been hot. Mississauga has been anywhere from 33 degrees Celsius to like 42 with the heat, the humid factor. So, yeah, you have to get rid of the old soup strainer, lighten the load. Anyways, welcome back. Today is going to be a little bit of a, what can I say? Maybe I should put up a sign up here. Trigger warning, trigger warning. We're going to be talking about a little bit more heavier thing. And this is a thought that jumped up to me a couple of days ago. So what happened was that we had a little child here, and these little kids, they don't always floss their teeth. They got to be flossing, but then again, the adults don't either. So what are the kids supposed to do? So anyhow, it was let's just call this child Johnny. I said, hey Johnny, you got to floss your teeth. Okay, you're getting little cavities that are starting up. Let's you get those things reversed. They're still small because cavities do reverse when they're small, if you didn't know that already. Anyhow, Johnny goes to get his little toy from the toy box here, and before he leaves, the parents are like, Johnny, make sure you floss. Dr. Backery said you got to floss. Okay, make sure you floss. So he leaves the room. And here I am talking to mom and dad, and I go, Mom and Dad, do you guys floss? And then they're like, oh, yeah, we're so busy. Oh, I know we got to do it. No, it doesn't take that long. We should, and all the typical things that we say as busy adults. Anyhow, and it struck me. They were very much telling me that they're going to make sure that little Johnny does his flossing now. And why do they do that? Why do you want to make sure that little Johnny does his flossing, or the doggy, you have a little pet, if it's a shot, it's $300 to get the shot done. You're going to do the shot, no questions asked. Why do you do that? The reason why you do that is that, you unconditionally love your child and you unconditionally love your pet. I'm not trying to equate them, although our pets are like our babies. So there is a comparison there. But that's why we unconditionally love them. So we're going to take everything we can do to take care of them. So then that begs the question, why don't you floss? And I say, well, do you not love yourself? Is there a little bit of self-loathing going on there? Is there a little bit of self-hatred going on there? Now, that brought it into a deeper concept when we ask about what is going on in society these days. Why is there so much violence? Where does this violence come from? Now, some of much more intelligent philosophers have looked into all this, and what they say that the root of all violence or all this crime in society is unwanted children. So that even goes into another deep problem, that if you are suffering from some sort of self-hatred, now you may say, oh, Dr. Backery, I don't hate myself, I love myself. Again, maybe we're not talking to you, but it's funny that there was a study not too long ago where they had put a bunch of people into a room, and all they had to do was stand and stare at themselves at the mirror for 10 minutes, and they couldn't do it. Either they found themselves offensive to look at, or they found it offensive to be in a room with themselves, with their own thoughts. So then the question is, well, then this is a form of self-hatred. Where is this coming from? And they'll say this is coming from parental abandonment. Now, not hating on any parents here, but parental abandonment is a much deeper concept. We do, as parents, we conflate providing the material needs for our children with raising them. The material needs, a roof over their head, food, clothes, and for children, it's toys. They also need their toys. That might be a need for them too. But we do provide all that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually raising them. Now, again, not a hate on anybody or anybody parents or even my parent. God knows how good I'm doing. But the question is that, if we want to get to the root of this, why can't you love yourself more? Right? That maybe that's a path to look into, and it's not a path to to war or to some kind of fighting with parents and stuff. We're not doing that. All we're trying to do is try to get help ourselves with our own issues, our own challenges, our own imbalances. And then it goes even deeper. It might even have to do with a deeper abandonment, which is cosmic abandonment. Meaning some people are like, hey, my spiritual father and mother left me in this dung hole, of a place. What happened? Again, I love this place. I love people. We're having fun here. I know it's a little heavy topic, but I want people to say that sometimes you sit there and say there's all this misery and pain, and my spiritual mom, my spiritual dad left me here, so you feel this cosmic abandonment. So, again, things to think about. I'm not here, to push any ideology on anybody, but just sort of concepts to think about, and maybe it might help you along the way. So, next time, you start saying, I'm too busy for flossing. I don't have time for all this stuff. Show yourself some love. Where's that self-love? Bring it home. It's all from here. It's called Heartland for a reason. All right. So catch us on Heartland Dental Center on Instagram. We keep it pretty goofy over there. Until next time, Bob's your dentist.